I'm going to be auditing 5 cold emails that made their way into my inbox. Just for context, our company's scaling systems and our clients' companies have collectively generated tens of millions of dollars from cold email, so I have an idea of what does work and what we should stay away from. All right, so email number 1. I'm going to be breaking this down into 3 main sections. The first section is going to be the subject line. The second section is going to be the intro or the personalization line. And the third section is going to be the actual body and call to action. I have a different video on YouTube where I walk through the exact template that has made our company $10 million. So I'll link that in the description down below. But the important thing that you need to realize is that in an email and in copywriting in general, you really are only getting someone's permission to read the next line, which means that it's important that we start from top to bottom when we're analyzing these emails, because a lot of times people will leave the best content they have for the bottom of their email and the call to action, where 99% of the time people only read the first line or maybe even the subject line, and thus they're not getting to the good stuff. So this email is from Avi Dash. The subject line is quick question, which I never have a problem with that. You know, we've been sending tens of thousands of emails over the past few years, and I don't know why, but quick question is still probably one of the best subject lines that we have. I think that it like speaks to human beings' curiosity, and that's why it still opens, even though most people know when it says quick question that it's probably a sales pitch. And so it says, "Hi Ravi, awesome personalization." I like that first line. "Been following scaling systems for a while and love your work. Awesome job, Ravi." So this isn't bad, actually. I do really love personalization. You can see in the other emails that I talk about. When you're looking at these emails in your email inbox, what you'll realize is a lot of the times you get what's called a pre-header text, which is essentially what is the text in the first line of the email in the subject, like when you're actually viewing and thinking of clicking on the email. So sometimes people will just say, "Hey Ravi, we run this business that does X, Y, and Z," and then whoever's thinking of opening the email will see that is just a pitch, and they won't even open the email. Your email rates drop and they plummet, and obviously it doesn't start converting. If you think back, or if anybody here is familiar with like Dan Kennedy and some of like the original like cold messaging experts, these are people that use literal sales letters that they send to people's inboxes. They used to disguise sales letters as real letters. Like it looked like something that your mom would send you in the mail if you were off at college. And the reason they would do that is because they knew that if they didn't get that person to at the very least open the letter, then they were dead in the water, right? There was no way it would convert at all. Because there's, like I said, there's really 2 parts. There's the subject line, the first line of text to get them to open it, and then there's everything else there. And the reason why I like this line here, the reason why I like the personalization, is that it's been shown time and time again in order to get someone to actually open your email. Now, the only thing I would say is you want to keep it like someone was actually typing out this email, because you want them to think that you really wrote this out. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to manually type out every single email you do, but it means that it should flow like a real person sending email to another person. Nobody would say, "Hi Ravi, been following scaling systems for a while and love your work. Awesome job, Ravi." Like no one says, who talks in a conversation like, "Hi Ravi, I've been loving the work. Awesome job, Ravi." No one talks like that, right? So I would just have ended this with "awesome job" and remove the Ravi side here. "We specialize in finding new clients for niche-based marketing agencies, coaches, high-ticket course creators. Recently, we booked 83 calls into our clients' calendar, and they closed 29 of them. Their average order value is $1,000, so they made in the region of $29,000 in 3 months." I actually love that line right there. That is really well done. Comes straight to the point. Another thing that I'm a big fan of is getting right to the point. I don't do emails, and I'm going to break down a few of the other ones that I was looking at today, where it's just like, "Oh, I want to send you a video, or I want to give you a gift." If you are especially speaking to business owners, just get right to the point. If you think about it, there's only 3 to 5% of business owners that are going to be in the market looking for the solution that you provide. And so that's just who you should be going for. You shouldn't try to nurture and hold the hands with everybody else. Just get to the people who need this ASAP, and it will convert, because I've seen it happen time and time again, right? And then they say, "Okay, so if I'm thinking I actually want someone help me find new clients," then the next thing they say is, "We handle everything prior to the meeting book," right? And they go through all of the different things such as copywriting, ICP selection, prospecting, list building. So this is pretty amazing, because the next question I have in my mind was like, well, how much of the work do I have to do myself? So as soon as I think, if I'm reading this email, oh, I would like them to do this for me, the next thing I'm thinking of is how much of this do I have to do and how much are they going to do, which they cover really, really well right here. Let me know if you can take on more clients of scaling systems, and we can set up a quick call to discuss. Thanks, Avi Dash. So this is really well done. done. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give this a 7. Here are the things that I think that it's missing. Number one, I personally love dropping a online calendar link inside of my emails because I don't like to go back and forth. Every email you go back and forth with people, you lower the actual chance of booking the appointment with the person because it's just more and more friction. So I like to ask them the question and also add a link to my booking rate. So I might say, let me know if you can take out more scaling systems, and we can set up a quick call to discuss. And I might hyperlink quick call to discuss with my online booking link. Second thing is I would have loved a little bit more social proof. So maybe in between this line here and this line here, I might have said something like, we've worked with over 293 clients, including companies like, Coca-Cola, IBM, and, XYZ, right? So they did a really good job here, but there's nothing really preventing anybody from typing out that line. So I want to get a little bit more trust with them, and I don't think you can do too much trust in a cold email like this. And then the final thing that I probably would have done here is I probably would have put some kind of guarantee. You have to think, inside of our company, Scaling Systems, one of the first things that we do with our clients is we adjust their offer to be more cold friendly so that we can go out and send cold emails. Because you could have the best cold email script in the world, but if your offer is not enticing enough, then no one's going to respond back to it. So if I was this person here, I might say something, oh, and the best part is you only pay if you have show up appointments, or you only pay when you close a deal, or we guarantee 30, bookings a month or 5 clients a month, something that puts them above everybody else that would get me to respond to this email. But other than that, I think everything else here is really well done. All right, email number 2. This is from Juan. Let's look at the subject line. Juan is waiting on your confirmation, please. Not bad, I guess. My first thought is like, who is Juan? And second of all, it seems a little bit posturing, a little bit almost like I kind of am upset at Juan that he's like expecting my confirmation on something. So I don't love that subject line. I might have said something like Ravi, Juan again, something like that on that line there, because this just seems like you're almost asking too much or expecting too much. It actually, if I'm being transparent with you, it actually made me a little upset when I first got that, because I was like, well, why is he waiting on my confirmation? Like what? And you don't want to do too much bait and switchy things where it's like whenever you're about to watch a YouTube video and the subject line and the thumbnail shows this like girl in a bikini or something like that, and you click on it and it's something totally different. Like, that's not, at least for me, that's not how I want our brand to come across. So it might be good to get opens, but there's ways that you can get opens without upsetting people or doing the bait and switch thing. So let's see here. Ravi, I got a little present for you. So nice that he said my first name. My team went over your YouTube channel, analyzed the critical areas that are currently hurting your growth. We went into detail on how you can improve these areas to get more subscribers, views, and clients, and improve your overall channel. No charge for it, Ravi. Just let me know if you don't mind receiving it, and I'll send it to you. Talk soon, Juan. Okay. All in all, not great, honestly. These are the reasons why. Number one, I don't love multiple different fonts, multiple different colors. Once again, this doesn't seem like something somebody would type out and send to me. And it's like going on a date, and you want the girl or the guy to feel like they're the only one for you. And this is not. This feels like this person is sending this exact same email to 10,000 people. And even if they are, you just don't want them to feel that way. Same way with your clients, right? Even though, your clients are technically a number, right? We don't treat our clients like a number, but they are technically a number on a balance sheet. You don't want them to ever feel like a number, right? You want them to feel like you're only working one-on-one with them, right? And that's how you make an amazing business. So a few things I would probably change in here. First of all, who the hell, excuse my French, is Juan? Why do I care about you going over my YouTube channel and analyzing these? With all due respect, Juan, I'm sure we could always be doing better to grow our YouTube channel, but we're not doing terrible. And the people that I pay, I just literally spoke with someone 2 days ago. The people that I pay to learn from my YouTube channel, they have grown YouTube channels to the millions, right? Literally to millions of subscribers. So I'm always trying to look and learn for people, and I'm always down to learn more about YouTube and improve what we're doing here. But the first thing that I have to validate is, why the heck should I listen to you? I could literally go around the corner and ask the person that works at the gas station next to me, what do they think of my YouTube channel? And they're going to give me some feedback, but they're probably not my ideal avatar, and they may or may not have ever grown a YouTube channel to where I want to go, right? Which is why a lot of the times, if you guys are looking for mentors or coaches or stuff like that, you should look for someone who's already been where you want to go, not just somebody who just says that they can help you, right? So that's probably the biggest thing that's hopping out here with me, is that it's like, okay, no social proof whatsoever. I have no reason why I need to listen to. The second thing is that this is a very common cold email tactic, which is essentially like, hey, let me send this huge blast out to everybody. Only a few people will respond back and ask for the email, and then I can send the personalized email. I don't think that's a terrible tactic, but once again, for busy business owners, like if you were really trying to make this effective, I would rather really hyper target who you're sending the email out to in the first place, send less emails, actually include the video audit through a Loom video in the first line of text here, and you'll get so much higher of a response rate, so much higher of a booking rate, and so much higher of a closing rate from it. Yes, you can't send 10,000 emails when you do that, but if your overall number of new clients is higher than what it is when you're sending 10,000 emails, who cares? If I could send 5 emails and get all 5 people to become clients, why would I not do that over sending 10,000 emails and get 3 people to be clients? But you'd be surprised that's what people do all the time. Another thing is, I'm not a lawyer, but in the United States, according to C-SPAM laws, you need to have your business name and you need to have your address and an unsubscribe button anytime you're sending cold emails that are soliciting business, which this obviously is, right? So he's not having his address, he's not having his business name, and there's no thing here that says, respond back no if you don't receive these emails anymore. And I think in the United States, it's like a few dollars per cold email. So you send 10,000 emails out. It could be more than a few dollars, actually. I honestly don't know. It could be tens of thousands of dollars per cold email. So you want to make sure that you're in compliance, which this one is not. Overall, I'd probably give this one a 3 out of 10. Moving on, this one is from Powell, and it says Question-Success Magazine. Okay, not bad. I've never heard of Success Magazine, so I probably wouldn't put something like that. Even inside of our cold emails at our company, Scaling with Systems, like we have decent brand presence, but I'm not going to put Scaling with Systems in the subject line because you have to realize that 99.9% of the people have no idea who the hell you are. So once again, my dad used to say everyone's favorite radio station is WIIFN, what's in it for me? And so like Success Magazine, okay, that's not that nice. Maybe they were thinking that because I saw the word magazine and I would want to be on a magazine. So maybe that's what it is, but I've never heard of that. So I would probably change that around to be like, we'd love to feature you, something like that. That might be a better subject line than Question Success Magazine. Hey, Ravi, good that they did a personal line. I came across your LinkedIn while looking for impactful consultants interested in getting featured in a piece Success Magazine is publishing, covering some of today's top consultants. Okay, not bad. A little bit wordy and jumbly, right? So there's a great app called the Hemingway app. It's a website on your phone or on the computer you can go to, and you can put text in there and it shows you when you kind of have like jumbled up words or it's too high of a level of reading. And in my experience, writing stuff that's on a 3rd or 5th grade writing level, I don't care if you're talking to the President of the United States, and no jokes there. Don't go in the comments, okay? I don't care if you're talking to the President of the United States. Do not make it that complicated. Keep it as simple as possible because nobody wants to think. If I have to read this line again to understand exactly what you're saying, it's game over. I'm exiting out. I'm leaving, right? So if I were to change this, I came across your LinkedIn profile while looking for impactful consultants that XYZ, right? I don't want to go straight into the pitch right now. So while looking for impactful consultants, okay, what is that exactly? I don't even know what that really means, to be honest with you, but I would add a little bit more, add the industry, add in, companies that they've worked for. And you can still do this through LinkedIn on a mass scale. You don't have to have a personalized, it doesn't have to be like every single email is hand typed out. But like I've said multiple times, we want to make it feel that way. So I do like the fact that they did make it seem like they found me specifically on LinkedIn, but I would have probably adjusted this line a little bit to make it more personalized and then putting this thing down a line before. So I came across your LinkedIn profile while looking for impactful consultants who run a business in the B2B space, period, new paragraph. We're looking to feature Peace and Success Magazine, publishing, covering some of today's top consultants. Okay, that would have been my second line there. We're constantly getting our clients published and are hoping to fill some editor requests ASAP. Would you be interested in something like that? So, that's like we're constantly getting our clients published. I don't know what that means. So it looks like they're probably a PR firm. So I would probably have said something a little bit differently there. So if I was rewriting this email, I would say, I came across your LinkedIn profile while looking for impactful consultants in the B2B space. We run a PR firm, get featured in news, PR firm that's worked with over 389 impactful consultants in the B2B space in the last 2 years, period, new paragraph. The reason I'm reaching out is that we're looking to feature you in the newest edition of Success Magazine. This is a magazine that gets over 894,000 unique eyeballs every single year of your ideal prospects, and many of our clients see a 10 to 20% increase in their revenue just from being featured alone. Is that something you'd be interested in? Question mark. You wouldn't have to pay until you were published or something along those lines. So recraft it, add social proof. Why should I do it? What's Success Magazine, right? I need to have more context before I'm responding. The other thing that I think was really important there is like a lot of times these PR people will come out with something, because I've had a lot of PR clients, they'll come out with something like, oh, we just want to feature you in this magazine. And then of course the person goes, oh, I'd love to be featured. And they go, great, it's going to be $5,000, right? And so it's like, okay, you can get a lot of responses on this initial one if you're just saying, oh, let's feature you. But if you don't say that there's any cost involved, then it's just this kind of jerk around where you're just like, oh, let me get you featured. Okay, I want to be featured. Oh, it costs money. Oh, I didn't know it cost money. Well, yeah, it has to cost money. And then it's like, okay, in the very beginning, say that it costs money. You'll get a lower response rate, but the people that respond will be much more interested. You already know as well that I love putting a calendar link in there so that people can also book on their own time. This one, Paulo did a really great job of replying, putting the correct stuff for C-SPAM laws. So his company, his name, his company, his address, as well as a way to opt out. Now, one thing I will say is that this is Paul at featuredinnews.me, which is not the most amazing domain name. And then this one says Outbrand. So that kind of inconsistency, unless you're sending emails to someone like me, 99% of people will not notice that. But it is important to pay attention to as you want to make sure there's consistency across the entire board with your brand. Overall, I'd probably give this email a 5 out of 10. All right, our next email is from Abhay. Excuse me if I am pronouncing that wrong. Subject line is as per the job posting, .. ANS Pro. So once again, we have to make this seem like this email is just being sent to me, and also ANS Pro. I have no idea what that is, and why would we put it in the subject line? Because it's not large enough for me to really care. So for me, I probably would have just kept out the ANS Pro and left in as per the job posting, because I actually like the way that this person did this email, as I'll show you in a moment. So, hi Ravi, I hope you're doing great. Right off the bat, get straight to the point, add personalization, and then make the offer here, right? Because like I said in the very beginning of this video, copywriting, just getting someone's permission to read the next line. So even just putting, hope you're doing great, I'm out. It's just not what I just am not reading the next line if I'm doing cold email. So, hi Ravi, personalized line, call to action, or essentially who we are. That's the next line after that. So, hi Ravi, remove hope we're doing great. I represent ANS Pro Solution, a leading pro successfully assisting 200 firms by providing the best experienced remote recruiters and sourcers. Okay, so not bad, but what they did here that I do like is that they said, as per your LinkedIn job posting, I understand Scaling with Systems is looking for a recruiter role, which is true, recruiter remote. We are looking for one right now. And I believe that one of our senior recruiters would be the perfect fit for the same. Having successfully worked with Fortune 500 staffing firms in the past, we're an expert in recruitment industry and will be the right partner for you. Okay, few things. So what I would probably do is move this line right here that says, as per your LinkedIn job posting, I understand is looking for a role, and put that at the very top and remove this one here, because we always want to hit personalization immediately next. So instead, Abhay, if you're watching this, I would say, hey Ravi, I recently saw on your LinkedIn profile that you were looking for a remote recruiter for Scaling with Systems, comma, is this still true, right? So that has me leading in. Maybe this person is a remote recruiter, right? So I'm like, okay, what does the rest of the email says? Then I would come back and say this line right here. The reason I ask is I represent ANS Pro RPO Solutions, a leading RPO successfully assisting. So I actually don't know what RPO means, and that might make me seem really silly, to be honest with you. I'm sure it's like recruiting, public, outsource, I don't know, something like that. But once again, treat people like they are 4 years old. Like, I don't know what this is, and I actually could use this person's services, but if I don't know what RPO is, number one, I feel dumb, and number two, I don't like things that are confusing, and so I'm probably not going to respond back. So I represent ANS Pro Solutions, a leading recruitment firm that has assisted 200 plus firms in the US market by providing them the best experienced remote recruiters and sourcers. Okay, so that's like not, that would have been the way that I would have rephrased that way. And then I would have come down a line here, and the reason I don't like this line here, we are an expert in recruitment industry and we'll be the right partner for you. How do you know that you'll be the right partner for us? You have no idea. And I don't want something that's like, I don't want somebody that's cocky, and I don't want somebody that's just like, oh, we work with anybody that's looking for it. A lot of my emails when we're reaching out, we are like, hey, we think this could be a right fit, and that's the reason we need to hop on a call. Like, I don't want to assume that this is the right fit, because at our company, Scaling with Systems, like our sales team actually has a checklist that they have to go through before before they even offer someone, because we have worked with enough clients, thousands of them, to know exactly who we can help, who we can guarantee results for, and who we love working with. And so that's why, we get literally hundreds and hundreds of booked appointments a month. We have a 88% curation rate, meaning we cancel 88% of the people that book appointments, both through auto curation through the application as well as through our sales team canceling them before the appointment. And then we only make an offer to only a specific amount of people that hop on the call, because we only want to work with specific people. That means that if they make it all the way through, they feel like, oh my God, this is going to be perfect for me, which it is, and we always deliver results. So don't ever assume that this is perfect. That's what the first call is for, and that's what the messaging should be as well. I also don't like having multiple lines of text inside, like in a paragraph. Always have one sentence paragraphs coming down this entire thing here. It's going to be much better for people's eyes to read it and understand stuff. Like, I just want to skip over this if I'm reading this for the first time. And then I do like that, having successfully worked with the Fortune 500 staffing firms in the past. So that's not, I like that. I just would have put that in a separate line. I'd like to talk more over a brief 15-minute call. Please let me know a good time to connect. Once again, I'd like to talk more of a 15-minute call. Who gives a you-know-what about what Ape wants? Ape, you're coming to me for business, my man. So, like, I'd like to talk more of a brief 15-minute call. Well, good for you, Ape. I don't want to talk more of a brief 15-minute call. So if you'd like to talk more over a brief minute, and some people say assume the sale. But sure, don't do that in the first step of the process here. Assume that this person hates you and that they don't want to get on a call with you, and thus everything is asking for someone's permission. Hey, Ravi at Scaling Systems, I saw you were looking for a recruiter. I think this could be a really great fit because we work with hundreds of companies just like you in the past. If you think that it's worth you delegating out this, looking for this position so you can save time and get back to the stuff that you love, let me know and we can hop on a 15-minute call and connect, right? So it's like talking about the pain points and the transformation that I want, and then asking permission for me to book a call. Did add in the don't respond back, the C-spam law stuff, which is great, and the business. I don't think that he has the address on here, which is fine, but overall, I'd probably give this email a 5 or a 6 out of 10. And email number 5, this one's from Acerimus Ace. What a great name. So may I send it is the subject line. Hey, Ravi, Ace again. So few things here right off the bat. Number 1, may I send it? I have no context of what this person is talking about in the subject line. And then, hey, Ravi, Ace again. So he is assuming that I know who he is and that he sent me an email previously. This is the big mistake people make when sending follow-up emails, is that they don't put them all in the same thread. So if you're using an email sending software, make sure all the emails you send are in the same thread. So I don't mind follow-up emails. And if you guys want me to create a different video where I go through the best follow-up cold email sequences that I've seen and that we've done, let me know in the comments down below. But the secret of it is you have to do it in the same thread or else you have no context. So he did these 2 emails in the same thread, but the main email where he came out and probably said something about like, hey, I have a gift for you is not in this. So, I get 500 emails a day. So how do I know who Ace is? You're coming in cold. So never assume that. Always put the thread in there. And if you're not going to put it in the same thread, always add context. So I might say, Ace, may I send it in regards to my earlier email? Hey, Ravi, Ace here again. I sent you an email the other day talking about how I can X, Y, and Z, period, new paragraph. I was going through my files and noticed, right? So change that up a little bit to where you're adding context to it. Even if it's in the same thread, don't make someone read the same thread. Just add a one-liner of text and then they can read the whole thing if they want to on their own, right? So big mistake there, I'd say. I was going through my files and noticed I still had that gift I made for you just sitting here all lonely. It's a sorry sight. Anyways, I spent quite a bit of time on it, so I don't want to delete it, but I don't want to spook you with a random file. Is it cool for me to send it over so you can have a look? Okay. Ace, congratulations, my man, on putting this freaking file together for me. But the line right here, right? Remember, WIIFM. What's in it for me? That's everyone's favorite radio station. I spent quite a bit of time on it. Well, guess what, Ace? I don't really care, to be honest with you. How much time? You could have spent 10 years on it. But me, as a total stranger getting this email in my inbox, why should I care about how much time you spent on it? I tell a lot of our clients that we live in a results-based economy, meaning that don't get paid on the amount of time you spend on something, but get paid on the results of what you are doing. So if someone takes 100 hours to do something, they should get paid the exact same money as the person that that takes 1 hour to do something because the same thing was done in the end, right? So at least for me, I guess it's a little bit of a trigger point, but telling me how much you spent time on it really doesn't matter to me at all. So anyways, instead of saying I spent a bit of time on it, I might say, I can tell you right now from my personal experience, this video can take your business to X, Y, and Z. Talk about the transformation. What can this video do for me? Not how much you spent time making it. You could have made a video that's 10 hours long of you eating a banana. You know what I mean? Like, why does that matter? It's what is it in it for me, right? So always keep that in mind when you're writing these cold emails. And also going back to, I think one of the other emails we talked about in this video, which was, hey, like, here's this thing, respond back, and then I'll send it over to you. It's just like, okay, I'm not going to respond back to you because I don't want to do this back and forth email thing. And then the other thing that I really don't love about this email is just like, there's no context whatsoever. Who are you? What are you going to do? Like, you just made a gift for me. What is this? Is this you're trying to get me to, fall in love with you? You trying to get me to do business with you? What is, I have zero context, and that's why I'm never going to respond to this person. There's also no C-spam law stuff on here, and follow-up email. Hey, Ravi, remember that gift I don't want to delete? He's getting bullied by the other files on my computer. Okay, like, will you save him or should I put him out of the misery? I guess it's cute, and that's like maybe one bonus point, but as a business and a B2B world, this person's obviously trying to sell me something. I would give this probably a 1 out of 10. The secret to generating millions of dollars from outbound cold messaging has nothing to do with the actual message itself. And I'm about to jump into my screen here and screen share and show you what it does have to do with, and then I'm going to write out a cold message for you that is guaranteed to convert.